Jazz, how is your pee break?
My pee break.
They might flash you undetected.
Random, baby.
Yeah.
Well, thanks for having me. Quite an intro.
Let's address the elephant in the room. That's not the elephant in the room. There's no elephant. Nobody cares.
I, too, am a thought criminal.
Good. Well, I like you already.
Does this look like a girl who's joking around?
No.
But how much do you actually understand money? Especially the new wave. Beauty or intelligence? When you unleash both, it is men's kryptonite. Welcome to Talk to Me, Taylor. It's Friday. Gotta get down on Friday. Wow, guys, what a time. Rebecca Black, let's not forget. It's funny because I actually referenced Rebecca Black in like a talking head hot take video I did recently on socials, and people were like gloves off, OJ Simpson style, in the comments, not about the subject matter at hand. Something about like feminists and feminism, just like being hypocritical, like, what do you know? But it wasn't even about that. It was about the relevancy of Rebecca Black. And people were so upset that I referenced her. They were like, oh, what are you pulling that out of the archives? I'm like, I don't know what to tell you, babe. Like, the ones who get it, and the ones who don't. So sorry about it, not sorry. Do you like my makeshift studio? Look at my sad little, it's a work in progress, okay? And at least unlike the robot influencer epidemic, dead behind the eyes, at least you know here, even if it's like a hot mess, you know that it's the real, okay? I got nothing to hide. And so this, you know, again, we're working on it, okay? It's like I'm giving Bob the Builder on off hours. And the sign is from my old studio. Obviously, it is not reinstated, but I knew that David Gokshin was going to roast me if I didn't have it. Because originally, I'm hoping for you guys, it shows it is coming correct. Because he's like, he hates it when people's mirror setting is turned off and they just look like fools and amateurs. And so hopefully this is right, because when I hopped on, it wasn't. But either way, the math is mathing. Yeah, I know you like this little, what can I say? Work done by, Staples or FedEx, my little banner. So we have a stack show tonight. Take that however you will. I don't care. Live and let live. Don't tread on me. All that shit. You can take it as you want. But we're going to have Evan, Mr. Bowtie Bandit. He's going to join in a couple minutes to tell us what could have been an email in Hollywood. We're going to air the second half of the If These Walls Could Rock documentary directors. And it was such a fun interview because we really explored the juxtaposition of like that pure moment of time of like true rock and roll, like no holds barred, versus now where these like quote unquote rock star musicians, artists like need an appearance fee to just like go and have fun. Like babe, like the shamelessness is just literally off the charts. So we're gonna have fun tonight. Speaking of, I see in the comments, thank you. Something I've been really thinking about lately, guys, is what our heroes say about us. And I haven't dove, 2-3 stories off, no pun intended or pun intended, into the Lindsay Clancy stories at it, but I will, don't you worry. But it's kind of crazy that all of this is coalescing, right? You have the Lindsay Clancy thing, the Luigi Mangio, whatever it is, I don't know, doing us Italians dirty with the rap, like bad rap there, that whole thing. And, I've explored the mindless minions of one, like Candace Owens, etc. Right? So kind of exploring this idea of what do our heroes say about us? And are we particularly in a moment of time of just like despair and true brain rot that these are the collective's heroes? Miss Rachel, that's another one. How could we forget? Or has it always been this way? It's just more psychotic now because of the internet, because of all that, like it being on our heads, everyone having a say 24 fucking 7. And it even got me thinking about, and I maybe want to explore doing a piece on this, but about even influencer culture in and of itself. Like it's this fascinating push and pull because on the one hand, especially with women, right? And female influencers, again, basically being like infomercial pawns for whatever marketing brand needs it that day. Like just feed them the script and off they go. They're like Zoltar or whatever it is and big, like, blah, blah, like they don't even have to think. They're just reading the marketing cues. On the other end, there's the kind of feeling that if these influencers, again, their ass is going to be grasped because of AI anyways, but like if they don't have an opinion or values or something to say, they're going to become obsolete. But then it gets into like, do I need, Sally while she's putting on Lancome telling me like her Miss Rachel coded political views? Like, do I care? Like, does Sally even know what she's talking about? Do we only want to hear it when we agree? So that's going to be really interesting because how it all plays out. Again, we dealt with this truthfully, right? With celebrities in Hollywood. It's that same thing with athletes. Like just sing the song, just dribble the ball, the blah, 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 right? But then it's like, no, but we want you to have an opinion. No, just do what you do. And now we know, just like everything else, it's permeated in influencer culture. So just some thoughts on the top of me blonde brain today, but without further ado, I have this comment right on time. Just got home and put dinner on the table. First of all, where is my invite? It's okay. I'll try not to take personally. Secondly, what is for dinner? I must know. Okay. Oh, and I have to shameless plug this. It was the #1 trending on the site today, but my second column for Evie, the male gaze is not a hate crime. I said what I said. So go check it out. Also, I have the visual aid because the audacity for me to look like this. Okay. I don't know if even in that point of time in this day, I brushed my teeth yet, but the fact that I looked like this whilst writing a piece about being hot is just really takes some balls in his audacity. But yes, go check it out. Super psyched about it. Super proud of it. Okay. Without further ado, Mr. Bowtie Bandit, where's the bow tie? Excuse me, I want a refund.
It's too hot out. I have to leave the bow tie for the red carpet,
Oh,
right?
that's fair. That's fair. You're like gonna play like the influencers here. I'm gonna have to charge you for that,
Right?
Dales. All right, Evan Jackson, Mr. Bowtie Bandit. What could have been a email in Hollywood this week?
So to continue your topic of what influences the influencer, when we see these trends, are they random trends or are they pushed by a certain algorithm or group? Right? So Spider-Man Brand New Day, as we talked about, the hottest film of the year, one of the hottest films of the century, right?
Yeah.
7th or 8th highest grossing film of all time. It's coasting, it's doing great. We're seeing Tom Daya. So of course we have to pick at it, right?
Tom Daya,
So
not Tom Daya.
right, yes,
That's the
yes.
first time I've heard that. Okay, yes.
So people are snooping around to see what is AI and what isn't AI. And we all know these Twitter journalists are the foremost experts on everything, correct? Pulitzer Prize winners in their own mind, triple platinum in their own household, right? So somebody came across the art book for Spider-Man Brand New Day, which is set to come out, and they said, "Oh my gosh, AI is being used in it." So in a concept art, and for those who've seen concept art being used, you can see my James Bond poster from Russia with Love. A concept photo art or concept artist creates the concept art so the director has an idea of what to do with the scene, along with the fight choreographer or blocking to make it come alive, right? But here's the thing: people went crazy saying, "Oh my gosh, AI is being used." In a concept art of Spider-Man Brand New Day, there's taxis, and then in the middle of the taxi, right, there's like kind of like a warped looking taxi, and on the bridges and on the side there's something that's a little warped, right? So
Okay.
everybody took out their Twitter detective glasses out, and they were convinced it was AI, right? Because it has to be, right? Of course. Actually, wrong. Somebody on Reddit got a hold of the publisher for the book and says, "Guys, this is AI, because if it was AI, Marvel would let us know. We would let us know, because they have AI tools to scan every time you turn in something, and actually they ask you and they scan your computer ahead of time to see you don't have any tools. So
Marvel does. And Evan,
yeah,
could we check your connection? Because we hear you, but it's a little choppy, the audio.
yeah, it is breaking up a little bit.
It's breaking up. Yeah. I just want to hear you loud and clear. Yeah. Now we don't see you, but now it's broken up. Like I said, everybody, the beauty of live, that's what we do here. Oh, and if you guys were wondering, by the way, chicken teriyaki is for dinner on that side of the web there. So okay, we're talking AI detectives. I think Evan is gonna work things out. Hang on, okay, so what I'm gathering so far is people were up in arms over AI being used, which, if I may interject on my own show, if I may raise my hand, while Evan gets his tech up and right and coming correct, like I said. This is so fascinating too, because Hollywood is freaking out about AI coming in. And listen, you guys know I'm a purist, I'm a traditionalist, but they have to pull their heads out of the sand and out of their assholes while they're at it if they think that they can just be like stiff arm it and boycott, because just like the aforementioned influencers, AI is coming for their crown. And if they don't learn to if they don't learn to use it, yeah, they're gonna be sleeping with their little awards at night, and that's it. Hang on, here's Evan. Let's see. Evan, you're here, but now we don't see you. But hang on, let me get this. Oh wait, there you are. Okay. Oh, your connection is still crappy. Shoot, what's going on here?
Yeah.
I think you're on a delay. But while Evan figures that out, yeah, that's going to be the thing, is they're going to, and I get it. The AI is coming for their crown. You have, what is it, Tilly Norwood, who is you have these starving artist actors who are give their sign a deal with the devil, quite literally, pour everything into all of this, probably selling feet pictures on the side, working as busboys. And then you have an AI actress come in and get representation at WME, one of the most esteemed what agencies, giving, Ari Gold coded. So I get it. I get why they're pissed. But again, it's same thing with the influencers. It's okay, you guys, it's in the last wave, the Web 2 wave, being I'm not going to use AOL. I'm not going to use the internet. I'm not going to use email. How's that working for you, Tom Hanks and Castaway? It's delusional, right? So I get it. But secondly, same thing, like I said, with the influencers, you have to be so incredibly either good or unique, something that no AI algorithmic hell bot formula could figure out. Only you can do it. And that's, like I said, these influencers better sleep with one eye open, which I'm pretty sure the Botox is doing that mostly for them anyways, but they seriously better, because this is no joke. It's the real deal. And that's what's going to be really fascinating to see. And I feel like there are cutting edge minds in Hollywood. I could see the Tom Cruises coming in and utilizing it and being smart about it. But the crazy thing is, this is how you know it's unhinged, right? You had Reese Witherspoon, and I met with Hello Sunshine, with her company, about this, because I wanted, and some of the big women in AI that I work with want to create a collective, a women's collective or collective in AI, to help people understand. Because if not, again, your ass is going to be bulldozed from here to Pluto. And when Reese Witherspoon was I'm learning about AI, saying what I'm saying, we have to learn, it's happening, she got so much shit. And even her company was Taylor, it's rocking the boat, we got to be careful. So the fact that it's that controversial is nuts, because again, it's common sense. It's it is telling MySpace Tom that he thought a pioneer of our times, which, by the way, it's coming back, but right, that AIM wouldn't be a thing, or even an email. People thought it was crazy that you could send a note from here to there, another corner of the world, just like that, on the internet. So they better gird their loins. But yeah, that just goes to show the Reese Witherspoon story tells you everything you need to know about the temp read. So hang on. Here's Evan one more time. Third time's a charm. Evan, I think
Yes.
you're doing what David Gokhshtein, the founder of this network, does. He always like, I'm like, is this a playing hard to get thing? Like a man woman dynamic? Like he'll invite me on, he'll bring me on late. He'll, I'm like, what is this? What is this? I get it. You guys make us work for the attention, but okay. So even if your internet's a little spotty, so the internet sleuths were all on this. It was a crime against humanity that they thought that AI maybe was used. Someone got a hold of the publisher, and oh my God, I think the AI gods someone doesn't want to hear this because you're frozen. Okay, Ev, you're frozen. I'm gonna go ahead just for the time being. I'm gonna put you backstage. I'm gonna see what's going on there with the tech stuff. In the meantime, how about this, guys? I'm going to air the last 10 minutes of the If These Walls. Talk about rock and roll, sex, drugs, rock and roll. Just shit is unhinged, and that is what's happening here. Let's air this, and then if Evan is up and running, we'll wrap the show with him with what could have been an email. These men out here, I tell you, nothing like keeping us ladies on our toes. All right, guys, enjoy this. I'm psyched for you to watch this. It's a good time.
And
wow,
that is really how rock and roll has changed.
Dang. And you know what it is too, guys? Actually, Gene Simmons in the movie had me thinking about this because I just saw him at Summerfest in Milwaukee. And he says in the movie, with Kiss, like, he says a line, it's like putting on more makeup and bigger heels than your mama ever could, like something like that, right? Like so badass. And I thought it's so crazy because even when I saw him, like that's something now, and even my show, like I can admit it's definitely right leaning, right? But when we talk about the culture wars, that's something that nowadays conservatives would just melt down, right? Oh, drag and makeup, like let's just be real, they would be in a collective meltdown. And yet, Gene Simmons is on stage at Summerfest, and he is all in, like he's talking deportation in America. If you don't like it, get out, all this. And I don't know, it just made me think like that's the other thing, in addition to what you guys are saying, like how everything has to have a price tag or whatever, but how also everything has to be labeled in these like mental gymnastics pretzel that we've done now. And it's sort of that thing again of where it's like nothing can just be, and art can just be, you know what I mean? Like, and I'm not knocking Gene. I thought it was awesome what he did. I was like, rock on. Yeah, what he said, but it's sort of that idea. It's like everything has to,
We have a 3-hour interview of Gene Simmons not holding back in any form. So
totally.
We know, and he is unapologetic and just says, "I don't care. I'm going to say what I want to say."
I love it.
And that's great. I will say that sometimes he was offensive. I mean, he was offensive. Like he was. We had
That's
a
funny.
female PA on set, and he was kind of objectifying her and not being nice to her, and we had to continually say, I'm sorry. So I do believe there is, I think we have evolved as a human race, and we don't need to throw TVs out of the window. We don't need to stay up all night partying and drinking, and underage girls backstage at rock concerts is not cool anymore. So have we become softer as a human being in a race in music? Yes. And maybe that's not that bad. We may never create as much great rock and roll as we did in 1978, but it's not all bad, I'd like to think.
Yeah, one of the things that I really love about our film is that it is very apolitical,
Totally.
Yeah.
It's kind of an escape from the daily grind of what we're all living through, whether it's culture wars or whatever it is. And this is just a good time that at the end of the day, you turn it on and it just feels good.
And that's why that's what I'm getting at. It's like now everyone is so, even if it's like in your own camp, like so quick to cast label and get uptight and performative outrage, like all this shit. And it's like, can we just not and say we did? Lastly, you were getting at this, Tyler, the idea of community and, the debauchery and all of it. What in this process, because I know this is based off of the book, this film, what in this process is sort of like what people don't see, a misconception about the debauchery and like maybe the beautiful aspect of the artist's mind, even if it is chaotic or dysfunctional or destructive at times. Like what's a misconception people don't see in that environment, otherwise cast a label as like debaucherous?
Look, we work in the film industry. It's a very difficult, very narrow industry in which very few people make money and very few people want to. We're fortunate, we do. And I think it's the same thing with music. It's a narrow entrance. It's really hard. And we think they're having a great time and it's easy and they're selling albums, but I mean, look, it's not, it's not digging ditches, but imagine being on the road for 250 days a year. Imagine trying to sell records and trying to stand out. So ultimately, yes, they are artists and they love what they do, but it's a tough field to break into.
Yeah, and when you think about it in the context of when a lot of these people were doing it back in the early 70s, even into the late 70s, traveling through certain parts of the country dressed the way that they were dressed with makeup on and long hair and so on was dangerous. I mean, it was literally dangerous. And when they arrived at a place like the Sunset Marquis, a place like West Hollywood, there's this sense of acceptance and anything goes. They fucking lost their minds because they could. You know what I mean? Like they could just be them bad themselves and do whatever they wanted to do in this safe environment where they were protected by the staff, where they were protected by this community that was there. And that is a really important part of not just our film, but I think of kind of all the things that you're talking about that we're missing, which is just getting together and talking, having a drink. We're all basically very similar, when you get down to it. And if people would just kind of hook up and hang out instead of like, going on the fucking comment section and saying the meanest thing you can think of.
Yeah, right.
Show
Write a
up.
lyric on a bar napkin, like that's what we need to bring back.
Oh, I even loved, I think it was Dave Grohl who was like, or maybe it was Billy Bob Thornton who's like, you'd walk upstairs and see people having sex here and that there. Like, it's just so, you're right. Like, it's just so sanitized, so corporate, Tyler, to your point. And, look, we'll see what happens. And, at the end of the day too, I love how this separates or really kind of celebrates separating, which again, our culture has lost the plot and can't do, but separating the art from the artist. And with all of this, right, like the cell phones and the comment section and the culture wars. And I definitely...
Look, man, we're all being manipulated. We're all being manipulated by an algorithm. And if we all just hung out, you'd find that we're not so different, you and I.
Yeah.
100%. And this, between the algorithms, the corporate, all of it, it really celebrates and rewards conformity. And that's why this movie really was so fun to watch, because there is a mad genius of creatives. And I guess, being one, obviously it's so, I don't know. I feel like we're thrown under the bus and we get the shaft, especially again in this climate where, like I said, we reward conformity or, corporate minded, business minded. I guess that's the tale as old as time. But, there's, like I said, there's a mad genius to creatives, and it's like not celebrated anymore.
And I think it's not allowed as much anymore.
Yeah.
I mean, it's hard doing this, and you have to balance spreadsheets and creativity at the same time. And sometimes you just need to let loose and figure out how you're going to write the next song.
And don't read the YouTube movie comments. Whatever you do, don't read the YouTube comments.
Don't read the news. Yeah, exactly.
They're the meanest. What is with you, YouTube people? Fuck.
Great. Yeah. Don't these people have hobbies? I mean, really?
Yes, their hobby is going on YouTube and saying mean things.
Fair.
That's their hobby.
Fair. Well, thank you guys. I got to let you go. But yeah, in the spirit of, true, even if it's chaos and artistic and kooky crazy, like truly, the art of evolution and pushing the boundary and allowing us to grow. And so rock and roll,
rock and roll, push the boundaries, do something different, do something wild, have fun. And while you're doing that, watch If These Walls Could Rock. I'm going to say that the film is available on Amazon Prime, and it is available on Apple, and it'll be available on YouTube TV soon. However, the film, we made this independently. The film is available on our website, ifthesewallscouldrock.com. If you go there, you can buy the film there. Not only do you support the filmmakers and not Amazon, who doesn't need your money, you get it for $1 less than you would on Amazon and Apple. And also, we have 7 extended interviews, bonus interviews with Gene Simmons. You'll hear some of the Gene Simmons stories. You'll get interviews with Billy Bob Thornton. You get interviews with Morrissey. So go to ifthesewallsrock.com, get the film, and rock and roll.
You heard the man. And it's so fun. It's kind of giving Beavis and Butthead. It has like animated interstitials. Like it's really good stuff. And also, was it you, Tyler, that you were behind I Want My MTV?
Yeah, I made I Want My MTV. Yeah. That was a fun film to make. That was a fun film to make. That was a lot of fun. Talk about changing. That world also changed. Went from music videos were everything. MTV, I don't think you can explain what MTV was to kids nowadays. It was Instagram, it was YouTube, it was Facebook, it was TikTok, it was everything in your living room, and that was the only place you could get it. So yeah,
these kids are soft. They'll never know. Live a little, guys. Live a little.
Never
it's okay.
know.
It won't hurt you. You'll live.
They'll never know having to wait for a Thriller video by watching videos you didn't want to watch. They'll never understand.
They won't.
Having to watch Gaga Goo Goo in order to see Thriller.
I would have to rewind my VHS to learn all the Britney Spears music video dances. Just record and rewind over and over and over and over. And, you know, these kids will never know. But I appreciate you guys. Rock on, Tyler and Craig. If These Walls Could Rock.
Great questions. Thank you.
For your time. Appreciate it.
Guys. Appreciate it. All right. So that is that on that. I think the Twitter mob just ate Evan, but don't worry because I have my sources. And so it all comes together, you know, like a Beatles song. Because it kind of dovetails nicely off of what these guys are talking about, which how fun, right? But like truly thinking for yourself what you know, in an age where everybody's just literally a lemming, it's kind of what Evan, I do have his, what could have been an email, his resolution here. So it kind of goes into what he's saying. So here's what he texted me, okay, from the horse's mouth. What could have been an email was that Twitter mistakenly said Spider-Man Brand New Day used AI in their concept art for the film, which was unproven, but the rumor still continued. Maybe a good fact check or taking down of this rumor, not a chance. We would know nothing about that, guys, right? Like the internet taking something and running with it, regardless what the actual facts say. He said, turns out it wasn't AI. So it goes to show you who's influencing the influencers. Dang. He said, why can a rumor spiral into something and be twisted as truth? Basically, will the real journalists please stand up? More transparency in Twitterland and across the webverse. My, oh my. If that ain't a way to end a Friday and this week and tie it all in a neat little, but I told you this show, it's like the nectar of the gods. You can't make this. I know David Gokshin thinks his thirst traps and his new ex avatar picture is the nectar of the gods, but this is the kind of shit that's in the stars that you can't even write. And it all comes together again from the rock and roll days and bringing back some of that actual spunk and spontaneity and actual rebellion to what Evan is saying. The idea of being so quick to hop on a bandwagon and have it go on and on and on for days. How about the good old-fashioned idea of thinking for yourself? Truly in this state, that's why I told them like conformity is so rewarded. Be it with, I do obviously in media, having to fit in a box, the algorithm, all this, it's like actually having a brain cell that's willing to stand apart from the pack is the most rebellious thing that you can do. So rock on. And I will see you and your chicken teriyaki bowls while you're listening to Rebecca Black on Monday. Good night, guys.
Chris, how was your pee break?
My pee break.
They might flash you on TikTok.
Random baby.
Yeah.
Thanks for having me. Quite an intro.
Let's address the elephant in the room. That's not the elephant in the room. There's no elephant. Nobody cares. I too am a thought criminal.
Good. Well, I like you already.
Does this look like a girl who's joking around?
No.
But how much do you actually understand money? Especially the new wave.
Beauty or intelligence? When you unleash both, it is men's kryptonite. Welcome to Talk